I want to bring in our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. And Greg, as we were watching these storms around one of those spokes head up towards Chicago around Schurreville, some interesting pictures unfolded in front of people's eyes. Everybody was saying, wait, we've got a funnel cloud, here. What was going on?
Yeah, this was about 7 p.m. as storms rolled north into that area. And here we're seeing some of that video right there. These lumpy clouds here. We're inside what we call the whale's mouth. Right out here, you see the bright skies, and this is the leading edge of the rain-cooled air. Little filaments of updraft come in, and sometimes they give what sometimes are funnel clouds, but most of the time are just little filaments of moisture that are rising, as what we have here is rain-cooled air that's pushing this way and then scooping up over top of it the warm air out ahead of that. So we're under and inside the cool air. And then here was another one that maybe is a little protrusion downward out of that whale's mouth, as I'm calling it, with a possible tornado or a possible funnel cloud. So that's what we were seeing.
So gust front, wild clouds over the stable air, then the precipitation comes in with the lightning and maybe the hail.
Yeah, and this is what it looked like on radar. We just basically had the storms that were pushing northbound, graphic 16 there. So there wasn't anything that was really tornadic about that. Here's Schurreville, so just the leading edge of the rain-cooled air spreading off toward the north.
And it's interesting, as those fingers up in the front sometimes come up into the updraft, sometimes they do spin.
Sometimes they do spin, and sometimes, but most of the time, if they're rising like that, in that context, they do not produce or wind up being tornadoes.
All right, quick look at the forecast for tomorrow. We watched this pesky upper low move, but not out of the picture yet.
No, not out of the picture. While it was hovering around back and forth there Tuesday through Thursday, we had on its southeast flank real heavy rain. But on today and then into tomorrow morning, it's advancing now more progressively eastward. So tomorrow morning, as it heads toward the Appalachians, it'll have a lot of moist air on its east flanks once again. The cold over warm moist means unstable. And so tomorrow again, we'll have this threat for spotty hail and wind. Maybe a few tornadoes. I only have a torcon of 2, though, in this area from West Virginia and Virginia down into Georgia and Florida.
It won't take much heating, maybe around the noontime hour. We'll keep an eye on it. All right, guys, some neat stuff from Forbes as usual. Crystal, back to you.
And now for the stories making weather headlines tonight. In Kentucky this afternoon, a brief tornado touched down in Jefferson County, causing major damage to some homes here in Fern Creek. The damage was confined to an isolated area. Chris?
And now we want to go to a mystery in Wisconsin that has been solved by science. People living in Clintonville, Wisconsin, were bothered by a strange booming sound all week, and now we think we know what caused them.